Hello, everyone, and welcome back to D&D&D&D&D campaign number 2 of Black Ink and Blue Blood. When we last left off, the party made their way through the treacherous land of the Underdark, fighting through strange spider-like creatures, odd, very small carnivorous dragons, and finally, after a surprisingly diplomatic encounter with the mysterious Deep Ones, negotiated passage out of the Underdark and into the Ergos Republic. Deciding to cough up the gold for continued travel with Mr. Road, your favor to the mother is complete. Raccoon has been released from her custody and has the freedom to rejoin you at their own time. But for now, you have a new mission, one that you have taken upon yourselves. Find and either diplomatically or otherwise eliminate the president of the Ergos Republic, who you know to be a member of the Scar Concord. Making your way through these high-tech advanced airlocks, you made your way out a final tunnel and into what appears to be sunlight. And that is where we ended off last week, so we'll pick up there. As your eyes adjust violently, as other than the unnatural light of Ergos, none of you have seen sunlight in almost a week now. A little bit more, actually. Zephyr, you kind of grouchily cover your face a bit as the sunlight stings at your pupils. And Neon, you're a little unsettled as you haven't seen sunlight in even longer than your party. But
quite a while.
As Barry Road's truck pulls out of the tunnel, you all have the freedom to step out if you wish. And as your eyes finally make the final adjustments, you're in sunlight. Although you can't be, reasonably. You've gone nowhere but down for the last several days. But as you all glance out of your various seats through whatever viewing window or entryway is available to you, there's no mistaking it. It's sunlight. Looking up, you see that you see a massive mountain that the tunnel mouth that you just came out of enters into. But Caleb, as you kind of crane your neck up and up and up, you can't see the top of the mountain. It just disappears into the clouds of the sky. And looking around, you all find yourself somewhat precariously perched on the edge of a seemingly more or less naturally formed bluff on the edge of this cliff face. Looking down, you see that across a somewhat deep-looking chasm is another cliff face, although the two faces are connected through a carved-out and smooth-looking stone bridge. And to your immediate right, you don't see an obvious way down, but you do see a somewhat professional-looking, if not as high-tech as the buildings in Edict were, hut. Neon, it's actually kind of bizarre for you seeing like what someone of this time period would expect in architecture as you've gotten used to the very modernistic takes in Edict. But the building is humble, and you all find yourself just basking, or in Zephyr's case, grumbling in sunlight for the first time in anywhere from a week to years.
But isn't Zephyr a reptile, so wouldn't he bask?
Because reptiles bask for heat primarily, and Zephyr is a type of lizard that lives primarily underground and does not like sunlight, like a salamander. That being said, with his declaration that you have finally entered the Ergos Republic, Barry kind of smirks at all of you and pulls the truck to a stop. What would you all like to do?
Sure does look different around here.
I'm going
When I
to
first-
get out.
Oh shit! I don't mean to interrupt you guys, but we've been raided. Hi everyone.
Yeah.
What?
You've been
What
raided.
happened?
Komodo hype.
Hi guys. But yeah. So apologies, Gil. You were saying?
No, I was gonna say, I want to get out, and once I'm out, and I can embrace the sunlight, he's gonna drop to his knees, the hands in the air, like, yes!
You all see Gil.
So loud.
Yeah, you all see Gil kind of hop out of the cargo bed of the truck and just praise the sun, quite literally.
That's fun.
Last time I went through
Yeah,
here, it was a bunch of
I will-
primordial ooze. Must have been the summer of
Depends on who
1906.
you depends on who you describe as primordial, and she looked straight at Gil.
I'd say the
Now
whole
that
lot of
is
them.
nice.
That was uncalled for.
I did not say anything. I was just implying. That's all. Good to see the
then-
sun, though.
Someone lead the way. I haven't been here for a while.
Can Caleb
I've never been
look up
here.
and see if it's actually the sun or if it's like something else?
Make a perception check.
Yeah, maybe it's a meteor heading straight for Earth.
Okay, I got a 23.
Caleb,
Ooh.
kind of turning your attention away from the elves and poking your head out the window again, you turn your attention back up towards the mountaintop you were looking at and kind of squint a little bit, certain that like you can't possibly be in actual sunlight after going straight down for days on end. And sure enough, it
There'll
takes
be a giant sinkhole.
sure enough, as you kind of squint and focus, it's a little hard to tell, and the illusion is well done, but paying close attention to the sky, you can see the ceiling of a cavern. You are definitely still underground, although the clouds the clouds are very convincing, and the whole cavern ceiling is essentially clouded with this effect of some kind. You don't know if it's magical or scientific in nature, but you do squint and are able to see a cavern ceiling through the clouds and sky. But it is a very well done effect. You imagine if you just glanced up at it, you would not be able to tell the difference.
This is strange place.
Sorry, Gil. Where?
It's outside. So that's so
Gil,
strange
it
to
is
you.
very
It's not though. If you look, and he's gonna point out where you can see the cavern roof.
Have you never seen clouds before?
Those are not clouds, my furry friend.
Gil is specifically
You will see
not
real
going
clouds
to-
eventually,
He doesn't
and you'll be
care.
able to tell the
This is
difference.
sunlight.
Oh, Gil was saying something?
Yeah, he does not care. He's not. He's not going to look. He is
Oh, wait.
convinced that this is sunlight, and he's going to enjoy it.
Oh, by the way, happy 50th episode, everybody.
Oh yes, that's true. Yes, this is our 50th episode. Fucking you guys have all been a delight to DM for.
Aw, you've been a delightful DM. Try
I do
saying
my
that
best.
5 times 5.
But yes, so Caro, you've been quiet. What are you doing in the back with your tiger?
Carol's just sunning herself. climbs onto Garrow to be taller. And
Zephyr, you kind of scowl a bit as you see Caro climb onto Garrow and just hop out of the cargo bed with Gil to just bask and enjoy the sunlight, even as Caleb points out to the rest of you that it does not appear to be real sunlight.
It gets really light.
He'll take off his goggles. Sort of. I guess he'll ask the party.
Alright, that are into Komodo height. Only 3 Komodo height.
Where do we going?
Well, that's a good question.
Well, where you guys go from here is kind of up to you. You guys are in Ergos now, or under it, more accurately. Like I said, I can't exactly have you guys be in my entourage all the way up to meeting Her Royal Majesty. So he kind of gives a bit of a shrug. I was just going to take the next dragon ride to the capital, and he kind of gives a vague salute.
Oh, wait. Dragon ride?
Yeah, Dragon comes through here every so often to pick up cargo and passengers that come out of the tunnels.
You're shitting me.
Yeah, check it out. And he, since with the truck already parked, he hops out and kind of guides you over to the edge of the cliff face carefully. And sure enough, looking down as he points, the trench goes deep, but you can see built underneath the bridge, connected to it through very thick-looking ropes and cables, you can see a massive wooden platform that looks like it could fit quite a few people, although with what Barry has said, you imagine it is not meant for a person to perch upon. And you can see on either side of the trench are ladders connecting the cliff face through very worn-looking pythons down to the platform, allowing someone to climb down if needed. You can also see somewhat primitive pulley systems with somewhat larger platforms that would be brought down into it, presumably for larger cargo transports.
I'll take a step back. So you're telling me to get topside, we have to ride a fucking dragon?
He kind of thinks for a moment and, well, you don't have to ride it. You could always walk, but and he kind of nods his head to the side, and looking over his shoulder, you see, and you you were all so distracted by seeing the sky that, like a lot of you, had not paid extensive attention to your surroundings. Lucian and like the rest of you who are following the conversation with a look, you can see stretching out as far as the eye can see beyond the mountains that encompass your immediate surroundings. You see land. A vast expanse of desert stretches out before you, connecting directly to the mountains itself. And somewhat distantly past the desert, although it starts to get to the boundaries of what you can most clearly see, you see a stretch of lush savanna. All of it encompassed by these mountains that stretch up into the sky and out of sight, connecting to the cavern ceiling that is disguised by this sky that has somehow been conjured underground. And he gives a bit of a shrug, and it's a bit of a walk, but I think you guys are tough enough you could make it if you don't want to chance the dragon ride.
I'd like to chance the dragon ride.
Does the dragon want anything?
Oh yeah. They're specially trained to carry
does
this.
it want anything?
Yeah, they're trained. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
That's besides the point. Is there a fee?
Yeah, and he kind of winces a little bit. That's gonna have to come out of you guys' pockets, I'm afraid.
Well, that is fine. What is the fee?
He gives a bit of a shrug. Depends. Where are you trying to go? There's 3 cities on this island. You want to head straight for the capital, or he kind of gives a bit of a shrug. I'd be careful taking the direct approach. If she gets wind that you're coming, you guys strike me as pretty memorable. But you can head to any of the other cities. It'll cost you anywhere from a few silvers to a gold, depending on where you're going.
The horror.
Well,
You've
what do you guys-
broken my bank.
Yeah, you guys are whatever you are, mercenaries, I guess. You guys have money to burn. The people down here typically don't.
Fair enough.
They don't even get a few silver from their work?
Oh, they get a few silver, but imagine you having to pay that every time you needed to go to the next city to make your trades. He rubs his fingers together. Taxes, taxes, taxes. It adds up after a while.
Seems rather rough.
Well, that's what happens when you get conquered, I suppose.
I have little to no context for all this, so I'm just going to take your word for it.
Well, we got time before the dragon gets here if you want a history lesson, but I'm probably not exactly equipped to give you one.
I decidedly do not.
Can I roll to see if I remember running into a dragon in my old travels?
Yeah, make a history check. I'll give you advantage since you're checking history from your own life.
Yeah, from my own existence. One sec.
Your froggy existence.
Yeah,
Yeah,
your,
like my froggy existence.
yeah, your ribbity life.
Ribbity life.
Sweetie, swooty.
He's asking what we're going.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that once Karo's check was
Yeah,
resolved.
it's so riveting.
I'm riveted for your pleasure.
And we're all hopping with joy over this story.
Okay. 17.
All right, and so are you just seeing if you can contextually pick up what a dragon is in general, or is there any like specific kind of internal question you're trying to answer? Just so I know.
If I remember just anything about like dragons or like running into them and what they look like. So.
Okay. Yes, as adventurers and
Money.
as adventurers and relatively high-level ones in your prime, yes, you have encountered dragons quite a bit. Chasing dragons is kind of an adventurer's primary job description. You would know that dragons come in all shapes and sizes. Some have wings, some don't. Some have arms, some don't. Some live underground, in volcanoes, in jungles, and swamps, and in the ocean. Dragons come in all shapes and sizes and colors, but a few uniting factors do typically connect them as a single species. Dragons universally are known for a small list of things that connect all of them. A desire to collect and hoard, the ability to have some kind of functional breath. Some breathe fire, some breathe acid, ice. You remember your party encountering one that breathed a gas that made everyone feel terrified and afraid. But beyond those factors, and generally having more or less reptilian biology, dragons tend to be pretty diverse, but you would know those 3 factors tend to connect pretty much all of them. You would also know that true dragons are sentient, speaking and feeling creatures. And in your prime, you usually advocated against your party's will for trying to be diplomatic with the creatures rather than simply killing them as you were usually paid to do.
Okay. So Caro looks
So
pensive
who
in
wants
thought.
to find a dragon horde?
Caro twists her head around to him and says, No! We do not take from them.
Besides, they don't hoard a whole lot besides bones, I guess.
Well, some hoard treasure.
He gives a bit of a shrug. I've never seen one do it.
Depends on the dragon.
I suppose it does.
You get paid to
I
steal
wonder
from
if
them
anyone here knows the
sometimes.
story of the guy who turned into a dragon because he had too much gold.
Oh, that's Captain Group. Hi. Also, sorry, my computer froze. I'm
You're
back.
good. We were resolving Karo's check anyway. Oh, and I will say as one final detail for you, Caro. Because you know dragons to be sentient, feeling creatures, only drakes are animalistic creatures. You do find Barry's choice of phrasing to be kind of odd. The idea that a dragon is trainable. It's not that they're beyond being negotiated with, simply just describing a sentient being as being trained kind of skeeves you a bit.
Hmm. So, what kind of dragon is it?
It depends on how much they're planning to transport. The one that comes through here is a mist stalker, one of the big ones.
Miss Stalker? Do I
Yeah.
know this name?
History check at disadvantage.
I wonder what it does. Wonder if it stalks the mists.
I mean, yeah, pretty much what the name is. It sounds a lot better in Draconic.
I got a 9 both times.
You have no idea. You've known dragons to inhabit misty areas, but never a dragon that gets the name Miststalker.
Hmm.
Caro, how much do you know about dragons?
Well, back in Perugia, just flashes back. We would, yeah. Why are you warbling like that? I think he's having a flashback. He knows you can't see it, right?
Yeah, he knows I can't. Yeah, Caro just goes completely silent, and that's how I learned about dragons.
Lucian, that doesn't
Oh
tell
my
me
God.
anything.
Yeah, go on, Caro.
Back in Perugia, we would sometimes be paid to deal with them. I wouldn't want to kill them though.
Have you
They
dealt with
can
them?
speak.
I'm not concerned about speaking with one. Have you dealt with one before?
Many, yes. Most time.
Lucian is gonna look at Caro and just squint her eyes.
What?
The look of disbelief is just all over her face.
I'll have you know I was a well-respected adventurer in my time. I
Wait,
just
No,
Oh.
that I believe. That I believe. Don't misunderstand or misread anything here, Caro. I believe that you are a very well-traversed adventurer. However, dragon?
yes.
What?
Have you never been to Perugia?
No. This is my first time to anywhere that is not wicked.
You see, that's the problem. They're everywhere there.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
You mentioned being an adventurer back in your time.
Uh-huh.
How old are you?
I'm like 13.
I'm older than you, and I've never seen a dragon.
I'm older than you. Have I
But you're
How old
elves.
are
You're
you?
supposed to be older than people.
How old are you?
Well, I wouldn't argue that. Arguably, that's not an argument for you, Caro.
We need to
'Cause you're
establish
not- And she kind of gestures. I mean, I like you. You're really cool, and you're very sweet. Are you supposed to be very young?
I'm not young. I am an adult.
I'm an old lady. I'm 1 foot in the grave.
I'm getting up there in years.
How long do frogs
You
live?
are but a child. You are but a child.
I am not.
All right. Point of order. We need to establish seniority. Who's the oldest one here?
Judging by age.
I look at Gil and just murder in my eyes.
Guild
Me.
the oldest.
Me. I'm the
How old are you?
oldest.
He doesn't act like it though, so that makes me first place.
I'm
Makes you
300.
first
You don't
place.
act like it, so that makes me first place.
Well,
How old are you?
listen, if we based off
I'm
of that,
170.
Wouldn't that put you like probably second to last, right behind, right in front of Gil?
I'm before Gil, because Gil does not act like he is 350
saying-
years old.
I'm only 300.
Whatever.
What I'm saying, if you're basing off of how they act, wouldn't that mean you're like, I would say second to last for them?
Ouch.
Ooh.
Kind of like the look that she gives Zephyr. Oh, murder in her eyes.
Red rum.
Well,
And
Well,
you have
I-
room to speak, Zephyr.
Oh, I'm not pretending to be an orc.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news for you, but I'm over 5 million years old.
What?
That is a lot of
Can
horseshit.
we roll
I
insight?
don't think there's even dragons that old.
Yeah, I want to roll insight on that.
I don't have to roll
Zephyr's
insight.
gonna go along with it.
Lucian refuses to roll insight.
That is 22 on insight.
Wouldn't you believe it? 23. And wouldn't you know it? I only have +1 to deception. How did that happen?
Barry kind of
You rolled
rolls
better
his
than I
eyes
did
and
on
leans
insight.
against the truck.
Caleb rolled 3 on
Look,
insight.
I am 170 years old. That makes me the oldest. And I've already established that I am in charge.
When did you establish that?
All right,
don't
then.
think they
As
have
far as I can tell, it's
She-
my
she just-
truck. I'm the one in charge.
But
Well, only while
has
you,
a point.
only when we're in
Yeah,
your
but
truck.
you're-
We're not in your truck anymore.
You're in my truck.
Didn't we exit
That
the
is
truck?
a-
technically
I thought we
never
were
started.
out.
Did we
I
not?
thought we
Did
were
we
out of
never
the
exit
truck.
the truck?
Not everyone.
Everyone but Zephyr and Caleb said specifically that they did. So
Why? I just
Jump into
assumed
the
it would be
van.
assumed that I exit the truck.
I don't know. I'm saying trip.
Well, Caleb had exited the truck.
Regardless of who is in charge and all of this horse shit that is happening right now, we need to decide what we're going to do about and where we're going to go. Because, like you said, I think I agree with Mr. Rhodes that we should not take the direct path.
I jump into the
there's always,
trench.
do you?
there's always the slower way.
Barry.
What's up?
So, you said the dragon is trainable, right?
Yeah, a lot of people around here used to do it, but he kind of winces a bit. Kinda don't anymore. Gone out of style, if you know what I mean. They made it illegal and taxed the shit out of you for doing it. Nobody can afford to do it anymore.
Well, they are sentient creatures.
He kind of raises an eyebrow at you.
What? Have you ever talked to them before?
No. None of them have tried to talk to me either. I mean, beyond like, "Rah!" and he kind of like mimes, like claws.
Hmm.
Maybe they're different
I
dragons.
wonder why.
Caleb just kind of like looked at
They
Carol
only
and be
speak
like,
Draconic?
Caleb
No,
just
I don't
like
speak
looked at Carol.
Draconic. Dragons just can learn your language in like 2 minutes.
And what's up, Caleb?
Caleb's gonna look at Carol and be like, maybe they're different kind of dragons.
I guess. This is a different place. Just seems weird.
He gives a bit of a shrug. I guess. I've only heard. He kind of snaps his fingers a bit. The clapjaws. I've only heard the clapjaws talk before, and that's less talking and more luring you into a trap.
Sounds like you have strange dragons here.
And how many dragons have you dealt with, Mr. Rhodes?
He gives you a bit of a smirk. That's actually part of the reason I'm here as well. He smiles a bit. I've been here time to time. Like I said, it's less than legal to trade them anymore like people used to, so they hire me to catch for them.
Karen narrows her eyes.
I squint at him. Yeah, no, Lucian also narrows her eyes.
He just gives a bit of a shrug. Keeps the truck fueled. So I know their habits pretty well. I was thinking about making a few hunting trips while I was down here.
How well does it pay?
Gil!
He gives you a smirk. Depends on the dragon.
No! No! I don't like that look on your face.
Looking for hired help?
Oh my god. If you're going to do it, you're on your own, Gil. I am not doing it.
They don't hurt the dragon.
I feel like
Hey,
I
you
could
great
arrest you
job.
for poaching.
Yeah, did you forget we have an
They're not
officer?
hurting.
He raised an eyebrow. Oh, do we? Because if I recall, and he points to you, Neon, you're an officer in Edict. This is not only not your city, this is not your country.
Ooh.
But I'm still.
Snap!
I've still been contracted to take care of these people, so therefore they're under my jurisdiction. As far as I'm concerned, wherever these people tread, the 5 feet around them is considered edict.
He kind of raises an eyebrow at you. Nothing I'm doing is illegal. It's illegal to breed them, and it's illegal to own them. I just hunt them and bring them to people who buy them for whatever means I have no control over.
Isn't that enabling an illegal
Okay,
activity,
then
though?
tell me.
Making it an accessory?
Then tell me, Mr. Rhodes.
If I can't guarantee that they're
What's
doing
in the
something
boxes?
illegal, then I have plausible deniability, kid. And he gives you finger guns and What's up, princess?
You're not illegal. If it is legal to own and breed them, then what is in the boxes?
None of your business.
Well, those boxes are like
That's
airtight,
exactly
right?
what I thought.
What's up, Carol?
Those boxes are airtight, so I don't just like looks very.
Are
confusing.
they though? I've spent some time with those boxes. Are they airtight?
You have no way of knowing. They're covered.
Ah, fuck.
How do you even know they were locked?
Yeah,
Well, I
Hey,
feel like we would at
you
least
don't
heard
notice
something.
any noises coming from them.
What if it's just an egg? What if it's not even born yet?
If you guys recall, the mother said that her cargo that I'm transporting was none of your business. And it'll stop being my business once it gets to where it's supposed to go.
I cross my arms.
Frankly,
Well, the mother's not here, is she?
Oh, that's dangerous, Lucian.
You see Barry's hand starting to drift towards the laser pistol on his belt. Touch the cargo,
Barry,
and you
don't
lose
do
the
that.
hand, princess. I'm here to do a job and take care of some
Do I
personal
look like
business.
I'm about to touch it?
I'm
He gives you a
going to
I
smile.
stare him down. Do I look like I'm about to?
I'm gonna step in between them both. All right. Tensions are high. It's been a long trip. Drop it, both of you. Why not?
Oh, well,
All right.
now.
And Barry puts his
This is
hands
getting
up.
good. The guards, like, popcorn.
Yeah, as ever, you're just kind of leaning out the cargo bed, kind of pushing up the cloth, covering a bit, and just watching excitedly as Lucian seems like they're going to pick a fight.
I'm sure Zephyr hasn't decided to look at the crates himself.
So, Matthew,
What's up?
can I cup my hands and like check on the spider?
Yeah, of course. Reaching into your pocket and very carefully plucking them out. You know that they're not insanely fast. Their movements are somewhat clumsy, so you're not too concerned. And you carefully grab its little ball body and pull it out, and it kind of wiggles in your grip, but it's gotten into that stage of, like, you know, whenever you capture an animal and it basically knows it's been caught, so outside of obvious chances to get away, it doesn't struggle as hard.
Yes.
It's kind of in that phase now, so its legs kick and kind of squirm a little bit, but it otherwise doesn't resist you too heavily as you cup your hands and pull it from your pouch to look it over.
Just gonna watch it for a second.
Neon, as you cool down the tensions and Caro surveys their spider, Barry kind of rolls his eyes a bit and leans against the truck with his arms crossed. Look, I have no interest in making you guys my enemies. What I do as a job in my free time hurts nobody but, well, nobody, actually. I don't even kill them. I just tranquilize them.
Ow!
Frankly, I don't think it's any of our business. But,
It's
like,
not.
Well, they like to stick their nose, so have to be careful.
Well, it'll stop being my problem once the dragon gets here.
Well, Zephyr doesn't like sticking his noses in things unless it's going to benefit him to do so.
And that's a man
Okay.
worth having on your side.
Yeah, I'm just wanting money.
I just
Where's
want to
the
know
that?
where the hell we're going.
Here, I got you. And reaching into the truck, he fumbles through the glove compartments before pulling a somewhat colorful map free. Bought this a couple trips ago. It's not yours to keep, but you can at least look it over and decide where you want to go. And as he slowly unfurls it, everyone check
Cool,
the
I'll take
D&D
it.
chat because I actually did put a map together.
Ooh. Ooh.
Is for me.
Okay, when I take it, I want to take
There's nothing in the
20 seconds
D&D
to
chat.
memorize the entire
I'm
thing.
about to send it. It's too big. I need to make it smaller. And go on. Say again.
If you want to memorize it,
I'm gonna take
When?
20 seconds to memorize it.
Mhm.
Isn't there a way you could have like uploaded it to like D20 to use it as a map on D20?
I guess I could do that. Yeah,
Or
sure.
Roll20, I mean.
Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, because I can't send it over Discord because it's too big. It's too big of a map. So let me. In the meantime, though, I will describe it.
The link to the D20 and pinned it. Yep.
That's what she said.
That's what you wish she said. Oh, that was me. I'm so sorry.
Shit. God damn.
Please tell me he says that.
I'm so sorry.
I love how the instant realization of like, oh shit, I said that.
Please tell me she does. Like, roll with it.
Man, I know it's a Gil. It's just
All right,
okay?
I'll see about getting it.
Lucian, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll see about getting it uploaded because I can't send it over Discord and I can't exactly stop and edit it right now. So, but in the meantime, I will describe it. All of you.
I was gonna have Caleb say in response to what she said. He's like, gross.
Barry just kind of gives you a nod. And Zephyr, do you want to approach and check out the map as well, or are you going to stay in the cargo bed?
Why is Zephyr's icon still way the fuck over here, but then everyone else is way the fuck down here?
Well,
I mean, you're out of the dungeon, so it doesn't really matter.
I was moving out myself as like
We left.
I was describing someone else.
We
Wasn't even
left him
funny.
behind.
But,
But yeah, so yeah, since I Roll20's upload doesn't seem to be doing much better, so I will for now focus on description, but I will send it and we will have it on hand next time. In the meanwhile, but yeah, Zephyr, do you step out to look at the map, or do you
Just stay in the cargo bit with the cargo.
No, he'll actually step out, but he's not going to. He's going to kind of just survey the area, see pretty much what he can possible.
Okay. Make a perception check and just keep the result on hand while I'm describing the map for those who are looking at it.
Well,
As the rest.
does
what's
this
up?
count as sunlight?
Yes. Yes, it does. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so just keep your result ready. I'll come back to you. For those of you looking at the map, you see that, and Barry kind of gestures to a position to the south of the map to indicate where you all are. You see that you are currently on, and again, given that you know yourselves to still be underground, technically it kind of takes you all a minute to kind of wrap your heads around what you're looking at, as according to the map, you are currently on an island. It's almost like teardrop shaped with but flipped upside down, and you guys currently to the south in the like nestled pointy end of the teardrop. So skinny at the bottom and then rounds out circular at the top. All sides of the island, except for a single valley to the very north, are completely blocked off from the surrounding sea, which you see is marked on the map as being called the Unsun Sea. So other than a single valley to the north, there appears to be no way of accessing the sea by land. The island itself...
Do I know this sea? Because I know that the Sea of Glass and the Sea of blah, 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 that I can't remember right now. Do I know this sea?
Make a history check at disadvantage.
Cool. Yeah. I'll keep my result in mind. Yeah. It's in my notes somewhere. No! I can't even natural 20.
At disadvantage?
Okay, let's see what the other one does.
Yeah.
Okay, still good. 24.
You've heard of the Unsun Sea in passing. It is not typically mentioned in surface level situations and descriptions because it is not a sea on the surface. You've heard the Unsun Sea mentioned in passing as a sea completely contained within the Underdark. Typically traveled to do trade this far underground. Several islands dot the Unsun Sea, and you imagine this to be one of them. But that's all you know, is that it is a Underdark ocean that is typically used for trade. The island itself is marked on the map as being called Nublada. And the mountains that completely encompass Nublada form this almost... Caro, as someone who's very familiar with animals, the first thing you think looking at the patterns of the mountain on the map, it almost looks like they form a clawed foot, as if a massive creature had just stepped on the island, and the valleys within the mountain ranges are just the like sunken in footprint of this massive 3-footed creature. Several rivers run through Nublada, typically coming down from the western mountains and exiting out to the east and northern sides. Although you do see on the map that there is a river from the mountains down where you guys are that travels north. There is a massive lake in the center of the island, and much of the island is covered in jungle. And more importantly, you can see that there are 3 cities, all of them in the north, one at the very crest of the circle of the teardrop, and the others on either side where the circle gets to its widest edges. The south end, where you guys have exited, is completely uninhabited as far as you can tell. The 3 cities you can see, which Barry points out to you guys as you look at them: Hjarman, Farman, Nenman. And he points to Foreman in particular. Foreman's the capital, where you'll likely find your president if she's down here. But Nenman is the most well-off city. Being on the coast instead of stuck in the mountains does that for you. And Hjarman's a bit on the small side, but it's at least out of the way. So if you guys want to stay under the radar, I suggest going there.
What do you know about these cities?
He kind of scratches the back of his head. It's been a little while. Let's see. Hjarmen is what I would call the safest. Not only does it fly under the radar, it's in primarily herbivore dragon territory, so the dragons there won't try to eat you. The mountains and trees keep you safe, so the guards typically stay out of the way, and the people don't ask too many questions. I typically got a lot of my jobs here. So if you want to fly under the radar and just take some time to get acclimated down here, I suggest going there. It's small, safe, and out of the way. Nenman is the furthest to the north. It's the most prosperous of the three, and it's definitely going to cost you the most to go there. But there's a lot of wealth to be thrown around. Living on the coast is profitable. They're the only city that gets any trade from the outside, so you guys probably won't stand out too much. Other than that, just keep your heads down. Where there's money, there's trouble. At least that's what I've found. And finally, Foreman to the east over here, and he points to an area that's particularly mountainous, and like there's actually, you can see 3 or 4 layers of mountains and cliffs nestled up in the mountains here. It's decently well off. Being the capital means they get favoritism. There's some luxuries, but that means that nowhere for you guys to hide. Being in the capital means you're in the throat of enemy territory.
Caleb is going to ask, and where are we right now in relation to them?
You guys are all the way down here with me. And he points to the bottom edge of the teardrop. So if you imagine an upside down teardrop with the rounded end on top, Farman is on the right side where the teardrop starts to round out, and you guys are at the very bottom where the teardrop is pointed. If you guys don't take the dragon, you can still get there. I've taken this route a few times myself, but it's definitely going to be a lot less comfortable. Let's see here. You're going to have to cross...
Can I ask you a question?
What's up?
So, Harman, my question is, what dragon goes to Harman? Because I'm considering that's for us.
Well, this dragon typically makes stops in all 3. It's just a passenger dragon, so and it'll be the cheapest, I think. He kind of does the math in his head. Yeah, should be the cheapest for you guys to get there and fly under the radar for a few days while you get situated.
Do they have guards on the dragons?
Indeed they do, and a brig on the platform they carry us on, so don't get cocky.
Caleb's going to look to
Fair
the
enough.
others. What do you think are the chances that those guards would recognize us?
Very
I've been
slim.
told
I
about
mean,
this.
unless President Ergos has like pictures of our faces, I doubt it.
I don't know. She might. I may.
Or
But
very good descriptions.
it didn't sound like they were looking for us, from what I heard from my reliable source.
If you're talking about your brother, I wouldn't exactly call that reliable.
He's more reliable than you.
What is it with Lucian tonight?
They're really going up. You seem to really be going after Gil today.
Well, you guys, if you guys want to avoid the guards, like I said, the route's not completely hopeless. If you want to make it to Hjarmen on foot, you'll have to cross, and he kind of traces along the map as he talks. You'll have to cross the Clapjaw Desert, make it across the Ravenhair Plains, and then finally into the Humming Highlands, where Hjarmen's up at the top. Luckily, like I said, most of this is...
I think I have
Are there dragons in the desert?
There's dragons everywhere down here, but the ones along this path aren't particularly dangerous as long as you leave them alone. They don't eat meat, they just eat plants and berries and stuff.
What plants and berries are they eating in a desert?
Cactuses, shrubs, that sort of thing. The herbivores actually like to come down here to breed, since the carnivores aren't going to come down here that often.
cactus juice is so good.
See, she gets it.
Does
Yeah.
Caleb
I
know
don't
about
like
the existence of
deserts.
cactuses? Tabeja doesn't exactly strike me as a cactusy place.
Yeah, no, like yeah, cacti aren't particularly native most places in Yav. There's only like a couple very isolated regions where they
So I
grow.
roll
So
history to see if Caleb is a dumb bitch when it comes to cactus.
yeah, go for it.
While he does
That
that,
is going to be a 14.
All right, I'll get back to you.
No, it's okay. I completely forgot what I was gonna do.
Okay. And Caleb, you've at least heard of the plant. Again, it typically grows in very isolated regions in Yav, so you've never encountered it, but you've heard of it. It's a pokey plant that some ingenuitive people have figured out how to turn into something edible. Although you've heard that it has some odd effects if not prepared properly.
Lucia does not need any more things that
okay, I
have
do
odd
remember.
effects.
Barry kind of gives a bit of a chuckle and
I'm not going to answer that. Okay, so Luciana's going to look at Carol. Carol,
Yes.
I'm asking you because out of all of us, you are the most experienced.
Yes.
So hypothetically, if we do take this dragon and it is, and she uses air quotes, trained, do you think that this is reliable?
Well, since it seems like Barry's been here before, and that the dragon is trained, she gets kind of angry tone. I don't see why it would be an issue.
Question. With my passive insight, which is I don't have 14.
14.
Could Lucian pick up that anger? Yeah. My passive wisdom insight is 14.
Caro, are you going out of your way to hide it?
No.
Yeah, you can tell Caro is not happy about having to use the term train to describe a dragon.
Oh, you're in.
Caro, is there something wrong?
Well, I guess the way that as much as dragons are terrors that can destroy entire towns, they're also not. They can be nice creatures that help people. And to say that they're trained like some kind of common dog rubs me the wrong way.
But Kara is trained. What? I don't understand.
Well, Garo, I have a connection with, like a magical one. That's the only reason I can talk to him.
That's a bit
The
strange.
dragons can speak and think bigger.
Let's say it's trained. It's more that it's just their friend. So
Here is my question to you, Kara.
Hmm.
Do you think that it is doing this unwillingly, or do you think that it was maybe perhaps raised this way?
So, even if it's raised this way, that's not something that's good. Don't treat people who are people and can think and feel like an animal, no matter whether they're born that way.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, Caro, like I said, the Ergos made the trade of them illegal, so maybe they're trying to phase it out?
Maybe. And as much as I don't like what you
President
do,
Ergos
I won't
did
be
that?
mad at you.
Yeah, yeah, Officer Neon said that they don't know a whole lot about this. I'm guessing that goes for the rest of you, too. The short version is this, and he gestures to the cavern ceiling, wasn't Ergos territory at first. Originally, it was the lizard guys, Saurians. But Ergos came down here and, manifest destiny and all that. And but before Ergos got down here, the Saurians' whole lives revolved around dragons. They have temples for them, worshiped them, brought them food. Their whole way of life just revolved around it. Dragons, dragons, dragons. But I couldn't tell you why, but Ergos decided to put a stop to that. Although I don't think it was our current Ergos that did it. I think it was her mom that made that call. But regardless, the new girl seems to be keeping that motion going. In fact, the taxes have gone up, so I imagine she supports the idea.
Question, DM.
What's up?
With Lucian's political prowess, would she know about this ban or who started it?
No, you had no idea this place even existed.
Okay.
As far as you knew, Ergos was just some, kind of land that used to be Gyogre's before Ergos bought them out.
Fair enough. That's interesting. Well,
Caleb just thought of something, by the way.
Question. I also just thought of something that I want to ask for Lucian's. Do I know what happened to Ergos' mom?
Make a history check.
Cool.
Poison is poison.
Okay. Not bad. Let's see. 23, I think.
Okay. You would know that current President Ergos' mother, you of course know that the Dark Elves are a matriarchal society, as we've discussed before. So while there was a vice president who you presume would have been President Ergos' father, her mother was the one making all of the calls. As far as you know, she is still alive. She simply passed down the title to her daughter and is basically training her to take over the position in her stead. As you know, that because of elves' long lifespans, it is typically tradition for them to pass titles down rather than hold them for life, as an elf's life can go on for much longer than a typical mortal being's. Gyogre has a similar practice with their generals, as does Wicket with their queen. So you would know that President Ergos, especially given their nature as a republic, changes leaders every so often, although Ergos does keep it within the family, hence the daughter having inherited the title a few years ago.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, don't worry. Just resolving questions and stuff while people were looking over the map. Zephyr, what was your perception?
First roll was a 16, second roll was a 26, so 16.
Okay. Zephyr, so you said you're looking for alternate ways to go?
I'm just looking pretty much across the land, just see route, just see what there's a possible route or just.
Okay. You see that the way to the right is pretty much blocked by the little official-looking building in the way. So turning your attention instead to the trench and surrounding mountainsides. Looking down, the trench goes down a long, long way. You estimate you with your spider climb could probably do it, but even then it'd be a while. It'd be a lot of walking. But looking down, it's precarious, but you think if the party had to, they could probably slowly make their way down. But the most obvious route to you appears to be, as you look forward, they are not paying you guys any mind, and they, while they kind of glance your way as conversation happens occasionally, you see across the massive stone bridge connecting the two cliff faces, on the other side of the cliffs, you see a much smaller tunnel that is currently being guarded by a pair of goblins. You see these goblins are donned in the same chitinous armor that the Ergos Republic soldiers had been wearing in the footage you saw. Both of them are wielding rifles somewhat akin to Gil's pistol, but again, other than occasional glances to you guys as tensions raise and escalate do not appear to be paying your group significant mind beyond just staying in front of the tunnel. So the party looks like they could climb down the trench. There appears to be a tunnel that's being guarded. And it does not appear to be getting immediately close, so it doesn't seem to be an emergency, but looking in the distance across the vast lands in front of you, you do see a distant set of dark wings making their way towards the where your party is standing. But again, they're a little a ways off, so it doesn't seem to be immediately pressing, but it does appear that the dragon is on its way. As you see a massive set of beating wings.
Guess I will. Seems we need to wrap this up.
Why do you say that?
If it doesn't seem...
There seems to be, I'm assuming, one of the beasts that you guys have been talking about, dragon. I see one, not too far from me.
That'd probably be the one.
Well,
Okay.
if it doesn't seem likely that the gods will recognize us, we could probably use the dragon to get to the small city that we can establish ourselves before we figure out the plan of action. Maybe learn what we can before we do anything.
I think that is best.
Yeah, we can always sell some supplies too.
Question, Mr. Rhodes. Do you know if there's any magic shops in one of these cities?
What, like they just sell magic?
No. Like magic items. I'm looking for something specific.
Oh boy.
Maybe some magical brains solution.
Oh, brother, you're just trying to like, you're trying too hard.
Barry kind of rolls his eyes a bit and continues to think. I can't make any promises. I've never worried too much about that sort of thing myself. Do you have any idea what it was you were looking for?
Yes, there are special cards that I can use to commune with my god.
Holy
Well, I can't make you any promises, but and he gestures to the map again. If you're looking for that sort of thing, I'd say ask some of the Saurians in Hjarman. I know they typically deal in that religious crap, but if you're looking for something a bit better made, I'd say try out Foreman and Nenman when you get there. Like I said, those two have the most money flowing through, so it'd make the most sense for a business like that to get established there. They see the most travelers. If you want my opinion, I'd say Nenman's your best bet. They have more money to burn and more travelers go through, so more of a market for that sort of thing.
Fair enough, thank you.
Barry gives you a nod and rolls up the map. Well, sounds like you guys got something resembling a plan of action. I'm going to go ahead and get myself a ticket for the dragon. And he gives you a nod and starts heading to the building.
I would do it too.
What was that, Princess?
So are we gonna?
I'm going to come with you so I can pay for the party.
Well, are we gonna take the dragon, or are
We're
we gonna
going
go
to
on
take the
foot?
dragon. I'm not going to walk. It just
Yeah,
seems
heaven
like
forbid.
a death sentence to me.
Yeah,
All right, well.
then you actually have to do something on your own.
Excuse me?
As much as I would love to hear
I
you
didn't
two start
try to-
fighting again, you can pay for the ticket when they get here. I'm only paying mine in advance because I have some heavy cargo, so they're going to want me to pay extra. And I feel like you guys do not want to see my negotiation skills and you see him kind of crack his knuckles and flex his fingers a little bit.
Ah. We have you Darko too. Have you not seen Gil's ego?
Be that as it may,
Why are you
I would
saying-
like to see that negotiating skill.
I have no idea.
I would like to see that in negotiation skills.
Suit yourself. And with that, Barry gives a bow and gestures to the building to the right. Trip to Hjarman won't cost you guys all that much. From what the officer says, you guys got money to throw around anyway. And luckily, they accept surface currency down here, so.
Well, that's good.
Well, they got money. I don't. I'm broke.
He raises an eyebrow at you. How broke we talking?
Very broke.
Well, you can always
I
walk.
have 4 coins.
You can always walk.
I have
And he gives
2
you a smile.
silver, 2 copper.
Don't worry, I'll pay your way. It's not a big deal.
Thank you, Lucian.
You're welcome.
All right, Zephyr, what are you doing? Seems like the elves are going to be heading into the building to buy you guys' tickets on the dragon for when it gets here. And you haven't seen what the others are going to be doing, but I figured I'd just check around.
Just in case. Assuming it's been the time that I was identified as cloak.
Yeah, you identified the cloak on the way here.
Yeah. I will go to my brother and hand back the cloak to him.
Alright. Caleb, Zephyr approaches you and returns the cloak he had borrowed to identify its function back to you.
Oh, okay. Caleb will take him and like, thank you.
Caleb, you may add a Cloak of the Manta Ray to your inventory in place of the cloak.
Yeah, I'll explain to him. Like, do I explain it to him? Just give it back. Like, yeah, I know what it does now.
Yeah, I know what it does. And then just throw it back to him and walk away. Zephyr walks away.
Nah.
Wasn't it in my bag of holding? And let me check. Did I just put it in my inventory? Or did I have it in my bag of holding?
You originally had it in your bag of holding.
Okay, so what is it actually called?
The Cloak of the Manta Ray. That's an item on D&D Beyond, so feel free to just snag that.
But he doesn't really give it a name. Because this weird looking cloak, it seems very good for water. So the hood is a little finicky, hard to put on. See, but
What was the other thing he identified?
I didn't identify that yet.
Yeah, he hasn't identified the glasses yet, but he did identify the cloak for you.
But yeah, but this will let you, essentially allow you to breathe and swim underwater.
Oh, that's cool. I wonder if swimming is something that Caleb would have learned. It's good to have a lot of lakes around it or rivers.
They're like a bit of a throwaway from the coast, but swimming was never exactly a skill that came up for you. You're not as bad off as Zephyr is, but I would say most likely, unless you specifically set it
Also, do
aside.
they have like lakes or rivers? Because I know they're not near the coast.
Well, yeah, like there are lakes and rivers, but the problem is that just because there's lakes and rivers near you doesn't immediately, like, pirates lived on the ocean and didn't know how to swim. It's just a matter of, do you need to learn to swim in your line of work, which you typically don't. I would say most likely you have very basic swimming knowledge, but like,
He's not the strongest swimmer.
yeah. All right, Kero, what are you doing?
Just with the spider in hand, because it's been in my hand for a while now.
Mhm.
Just looks into the ravine.
Looking down, Kara, you see the ravine goes down for miles and miles, and if you squint, you can just barely make out a pathway of desert sands at the bottom.
Crow
You okay,
scrunches up her little face a little, and is just, yeah, I do not like the desert.
Well, from the sounds of it, you guys will be flying over it instead of going through it.
The desert's better than cold area. I see this ending poorly, but
Well, then what you suggest, Sever?
always walk.
No.
I already tried that one.
Yes.
Princess here don't want to walk.
It's not that I don't want to walk. It's that I don't think that we should. And you don't get to call me princess.
Have you
You're right. That's giving you too much of a title.
Wait, Lucio wants to walk?
No.
No, they're saying they specifically don't, and Zephyr wants to know why.
Yeah, he'll kind of go.
There's too many.
He'll correct you. Like, oh yeah, you're not wrong. She's not princess. She's mage, right? Remember?
Oh, I was just about to say the same thing.
I'm not. The reason I don't want to go down there is that there are too many risks. There's not enough places for us to hunker down. I don't think it's going to take us a very long time to get from here to there. And I just don't think it's a very good idea.
Okay, I was going to ask Zephyr, why do you not want to use the dragon?
I mean, even though risks are always, we could be risk being caught by the guards that are there as well. And as the party tends to...
Well, I want to go talk to the queen, so, I mean...
Is Zephyr scared of height?
I mean, he climbed the wall, so I don't think so.
Still. Is that why he doesn't want to go on the dragon?
Oh no, ask him.
Or is he just scared of a bigger lizard than him?
You realize the dragons down here are bigger than you too, right, guy?
Yes, but I'm not a lizard.
I doubt every guard in this whole island would be able to recognize us.
True,
But if any of them know our description, it would probably more likely be their personal guard.
less recognizing us, but as you know, some of us tend to draw attention. So,
Well, we'll just need to not draw attention.
Looks at Lucian.
I don't know what you're talking about. He's talking about you, Mister. I'm going to punch things that are going to hurt me.
to be honest, I'm more talking about both of you. Both draw attention. One of you likes to do, yes, punch or, use your fists and basically get into fights. One of you likes to insult people. Believe that they're right every time.
Alright, so Gil, don't punch things. In Lucian, stay quiet.
That's not going to happen. Sorry.
Yeah.
Once we get on that dragon, I don't know any of you.
Barry, my friend!
I'm starting to wonder if I'd be
Come on.
worth my time just heading back to Edict.
I mean, if you want to, Avatar, you're still more than welcome to join us.
Oh, believe me, I'm very tempted.
Caleb
We're
just
not
looks
that bad.
to Zephyr. Okay, I see what you
DM.
Oh,
mean.
no. I assure you, you are exactly that
I have a
bad.
question. We're going to Yarman, right? So, I heard Lucian heard Barry speak about them being religious. Do I know if they worship the arachnid or who they worship?
He didn't say, and you've never been here, so you wouldn't know. And there's two wildly different groups of people down here at minimum. For all you know, it could be
I
different
will
from
ask
city
him.
to city.
All right. So, Barry,
Hmm?
you spoke about them being religious. Who do they worship?
Depends who you ask. The Storians, they just worship the dragons, just as a collective. I know they prefer the bigger ones, the ones with the little arms that walk around in the jungles. But the dark elves, of course, are all about that spider chick. That's
Arachnid.
part of the
Yeah,
reason the
they
two
do.
don't exactly get along very well.
2, 3, 4. There's how many people in our party? Okay, there's 6 people in our party, right?
At the moment, yes, and a tiger.
7.
Caleb also adds, because I think somebody mentioned, I think he mentioned this, the guy, and apparently the Dark Elves also would not like about 4 out of 6 of us.
Barry kind of does a quick head count, and once he kind of seems to catch on to what you're implying, kind of gives a bit of a smirk, and it's just like, oh, it's less a matter of not liking you, and more a matter of who gets the special treatment.
Wait, I just realized something.
What's that, kid?
Because of their society, are they going to assume that Lucian is in control?
Most likely.
Okay, we have a problem. We might need to go back to Edict.
I agree. Let's turn right around.
You just realized
sure
that,
you-
Caleb.
But Lucian sticks out like a very pale thumb, so they might assume Caro's in charge, actually, especially because Lovelanders live down here naturally.
It might be much better for us.
That might be preferable.
Leave Kara
Kara
in
just-
charge.
Do you have a problem with me being in charge?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't think it'd
I
be
was going
very.
to ask you. No.
I don't think
Yeah, I was asking
it
you.
fits your skill set.
And what is my skill set?
Books,
Complaining.
You know.
I'm ignoring guilt.
corpses.
No, I don't. That's why I'm asking.
Well, you see, there's your first problem if you don't know your own skill set.
She crosses her arms. Stop avoiding the questioning, Caleb.
It's hard to describe.
Oh, there's annoying. There
Describe it.
tends to be an
Bookworm.
Barry
I
rolls
know
his
that
eyes and
And I
throws
think
open the door of the building and steps inside.
Yeah, I want to go with
No, I
Barry.
want to
I'm
know what
tired of
Caleb
this.
Keaton's
I
gonna leave.
want to know what Caleb thinks. I'm very curious.
Caleb is going to pull a Zephyr and walk away.
pulls.
All right,
Escape
Caro.
from the situation.
All right. One by one, Lucy and the party, throwing various suggestions, quote unquote, of your potential skill set, walk past you to join Barry and walking into the building.
God, you
Carol,
can pay your own fucking way.
Carol looks to Lucian and says, are you gonna be okay?
I'm fine.
Well,
But I,
good
for one,
walking.
think you're smart.
That is definitely one of those skills, being quite smart.
Problem is, she tends to be too smart for her own.
What the fuck does that mean?
Don't know when to keep your opinions to yourself.
that you don't know pretty much when to not talk. Feel like you're right. Either take action and need to. Even if you don't feel like you're right, you'll pretend that you're right. It's people either mad or in trouble or all around problem.
He's right, you know.
I'm ignoring Gil. She'll look down at Zephyr. I know that you have a lot of problems with me, as I have a lot of problems with you. It was your brother that I am more concerned of hearing what he has to say.
I'm merely saying that there are risks going on this dragon. Being caught for one. Well, yes, I know
There are
risks either way. But the question is, outweighs the other.
I think going on the dragon is a lot safer. I know that you are concerned about the guards. Sorry, Amanda couldn't remember the word. I know that you are concerned about the guards, but unless there is some way in the heavens that she has like the accurate descriptions of us, which I would not doubt. Lucifer did say that she was very strong and very powerful. So, there is possibilities. But there are also possibilities of us not exactly doing well in the desert.
Keep bringing up the fact that they recognize, which frankly, based off of Barry's description, there's a chance that won't. But or I keep meaning that. Could you honestly tell me, honestly say that we would not get in trouble with someone wouldn't pick a fight or something of.
Well, I think that if Gil keeps his hands to himself and I keep to my book, I think we'll be okay.
Well, Barry's going to start a fight. Why can't I?
I'm starting a fight to get
squint at
on the
Gil.
dragon.
We don't need to do that. We have money for that.
Well, Barry's doing that though.
Yeah, this one's on me. Well,
Okay.
if you guys are done
I'll be good.
self-reflecting violently,
I didn't want to.
and with that ominous,
I understand, Sapphire. I do
Lucian,
understand.
you and Caro enter.
I just... Okay.
Round and round in circles we go.
No, all right, let's go. I go. I enter. We need to rein in the elf.
I've been trying to enroute my ways.
Entering into the building, you find yourselves in a circular, it would almost resemble a home. And it kind of has that like small, cozy feel to it. A circular balcony window to your left overlooks the vast desert, which you would know from the map that you had all looked at just a moment ago. Is called the, I have it written down, don't worry, the Clapjaw Desert. And indeed, getting closer, you all can see the massive set of beating wings that Zephyr had seen slowly making its way towards the mountains. Inside the building, you find yourself surrounded on all sides by chairs, although none of them appear to be occupied at the present moment. Between that and the admittedly nice rug adorning the center of the room, gives the place overall a kind of waiting room feel. And Neon, if it weren't for the foreign building structure, you honestly wouldn't feel at home here. Across the way from the door that you have all entered through, you see sitting at a counter, kind of glancing up from a book as you all enter, a massive, chubby-looking saurian. They appear to be have the kind of brightly colored scales and bright red throat pouch of something like an anole lizard. However, they don't have that same narrow, skinny body plan that anoles typically do. They're very rounded and fat, and their pointed nose kind of rounds off into almost a ball shape. And you can see they have something of an underbite. But overall, they kind of look you over with round, beady eyes somewhat carefully before reaching under the counter. Something I can help you fellas with?
I need 6 tickets, please, for the dragon ride to Yarman.
Yarman, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure thing, miss. 6 tickets. And he kind of pauses and does the math in his head. 8 silver from each of you.
How much would that be altogether?
Okay, there's 6 of you.
Let's see.
Yeah, so...
See, 8 times 6, 48. How many gold? How many silver to a gold?
10 silver to a gold, so it'd be 4 gold and 8 silver.
Gold. 4 gold, 8 silver.
Alright, I'll pay 5 gold and get change.
Alright. As he hands the 2 silver back to you and exchanges the coinage, he gives you a nod. You. And he nods to you, Carol. That little beastie coming with you?
Yes.
What is that? Never seen something like that before.
He is a tiger. And she, gestures at, displaying Garrow's face.
Yeah. He kind of squints a little bit, and you can tell he has no fucking clue what a tiger is.
Big kitty.
Matthew, you said that so strongly. He totally has no fucking clue what a tiger is.
Well, yeah. He doesn't know. He doesn't fucking know. He kind of stares at you, stares at Garrow, and finally...
You said you were trying to swear less.
Well, I am actually trying to. And he nods to you, Garrow. If he's coming with you, that's going to be another 7 silver.
It's okay. I can pay for everyone.
Something.
I've already paid.
The lady's
you
already
can pay
paid.
for
Just
Garrow.
pay for the beast.
Well, okay. And she
Pay 7 silver for the beef feet.
Oh, I have a question.
What's that little creature?
Officer, I have some equipment that's not exactly lightweight.
Isn't there a way to make it smaller?
Not here. He can only do that in the boundaries of edict. And the Saurian kind of tilts their head a bit, and Barry raises a hand. Yeah, same here. We both got some heavy machinery and cargo we're transporting. He kind of taps his claws on the counter, finally lifting them from behind, where you presume he had his grip on a weapon, with all of you coming in here heavily armed. 2 gold for the cargo from each of you.
That's it. All right, then.
Barry smirks a bit as he places 1 gold coin on the counter.
I'll place 1 copper. And I'll flip him up. No, I'm just kidding. I'll put a gold.
So you pay the 2, Neon?
Oh, decent. Oh.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
two,
you
but
said 2
Barry's
from
it.
each of you, but Barry's
okay.
paying 1.
I'll pay 3.
Barry kind of like glances at you with a raised eyebrow, but the Saurian kind of looks between the two of you and gives a bit of a shrug. Yeah, money's money. All right, your car. I'll help your cargo into the bay when the dragon gets here. He gestures to the empty seats surrounding all of you. Take a seat. Just keep an eye out the window for when it gets here.
Will do.
He gives a nod and focuses on his book again as you all take another look around. What's up, Caleb? Oh, I thought you said something.
Oh no, that. Sorry.
Could I see what book he's reading?
Make a perception check.
Pure curiosity. I don't see anything. I got a natural 1.
You kind
she
of
goes blind.
Yeah, you kind of throw a glance at it, but you're actually distracted completely from the book by something behind him. And I'll get back to that in just a second. As you guys start making yourselves comfortable in the waiting area for the dragon to arrive, you do notice one piece of decor that kind of makes you raise a bit of an eyebrow for some of you. A painting of the current President Ergos adorning the right side wall that doesn't have the window. And Lucian, you see behind the Saurian is an open door, presumably leading into some kind of personal quarters, where you can see a bed sitting upon which is, at a glance, a human woman. Which kind of throws you off because, especially in your time in the Underdark, you have not seen a single non-elvish humanoid beyond your party in a while. This woman has her hands cupped together and is just kind of staring down at the floor somberly. You can see that she has very brightly pale skin and her hair is long and silvery. Honestly, she's beautiful. And you can see she's adorned in a dark suit jacket and hat that would not be out of place in Edict. Sort of that almost like detective-esque look to her. But her hands are bound in chains, and she just stares at the floor somberly as the Saurian continues to read, seemingly not noticing you taking notice of this.
Can I roll? Does she seem like she's imprisoned?
I mean, the handcuffs would certainly indicate so, yeah.
As I'm sitting down, I'm gonna scooch over to Gil. Gil, we have a problem. She's kind of like just trying to look non-discreet. She's trying to look discreet.
Does Gil see her?
No, you do not. But Lucian just approaches you and says that there's a problem.
And what's the problem?
It seems that our Lizard friend, not the one that is in our company, but the one over there, and she kind of like gestures with her eyes to the one reading the book, seems to have somebody captive. Should we tell the others? Should we do something?
Let me take care of the big guy. I got a few ideas on how to get rid of him discreetly.
What did Zephyr say? Lucian can't keep out of trouble, and Gil gets into fights.
I'm gonna go over to where's Zephyr?
Probably just sitting down.
I'm gonna say to Gil real quick. Just stay still. I'm going to go talk to Zephyr. Maybe he can do something.
What we
He
need,
can be
we're not-
invisible.
We're not going to have much time. The guards are going to be here
I
soon.
need you to listen to me this once.
Fine. But her face on your hands.
I'm gonna go over to Zephyr and sit down next to him.
I just want you to know that I think you're very great.
All right. Real quick before Lucy approaches
Shut
Zephyr,
up.
Caro, Caleb, and Neon. What are the three of you doing?
Just kind of vibing, just looking around, counting the ceiling tiles.
All right.
Caleb is just sitting in the chair. Probably being a kid, he's probably also vibing.
All right.
Crow's unsure what to do about like them enacting their plan, so kind of glances.
Caleb hasn't even noticed that.
Actually, wait. I just remembered something. I can hear really good. Can I hear them whispering?
I'll say with your really good hearing and the fact that Lucian was trying to be discreet.
I have +5 perception in case.
No, yeah, I'm aware. I'll say, yeah, given that they rolled that nat 1 earlier, yeah, you can overhear them whispering to each other. Yeah, from what you gather, Lucian has spotted someone in the back room being held captive, and is planning to talk to Gil and Zephyr about doing something to get them free.
Where's the Saurian?
He's sitting at the counter. To get to the back room, you would have to go around the counter and into the back room.
Okay. I have an idea. I wanna motion Lucian over. Just kind of like.
I stop in my tracks from going over to Zephyr and go to Neon then.
I heard what you were saying.
Next to Neon.
I heard what you were saying. No, I have no idea.
Does Caleb now hear whispering next to him?
Yeah, sure. I'll say that you're like sitting reasonably close to them, so you can hear the two of them whispering.
Yeah, I'm not gonna whisper because like it's not.
No,
gonna,
yeah,
like,
stage
go
whisper,
through,
stage whisper.
I am whispering.
Yeah,
okay,
of course.
Okay.
Always go the
She'll
whole
kind of like
hog.
lean like next to him. What's your idea?
Well, if it plays out like I'm thinking, no one will have to get hurt. I'm gonna take Morgan and I'm gonna stomp around. Maybe get Fatso over there to get up. Is
I
this
get the
feasible, Matt?
Tibetan brothers to maybe. She's gonna go to him and say, "What if I could get the brothers are Tibetans to possibly see if they can't get her?"
All right, that sounds like a plan then.
All right, I will get up and go sit next to Zephyr,
And I will
who's
walk
probably
out the
next
door.
to Caleb. So like she's gonna like.
And I'll walk out the door to
Boys.
go get Morgan.
She'll sit down and she'll just go, "Boys,
Yeah.
Yes.
we have a problem."
Already?
Caleb looks to Zephyr.
Well,
I hate when you're right.
I don't mean to start any trouble, but there is a woman who is in trouble. And well, our friendly neighborhood officer is going to make some noise and try to move Big Boy over there. And I was thinking maybe you two can maybe get her out? Your stealthing skills?
Yeah, well, may I ask?
We try to do it as discreetly as possible.
Well,
At least we're trying to be discreet.
first, may I ask, why are we doing this? What is this concern of?
It's the right thing to do, Zephyr.
Is it though?
What's it turn out that
she
we're
can still-
releasing like a
Yeah,
serial
like
killer?
you say you see a woman captive. Maybe she's in for a reason.
I don't think that a woman, a human woman, is. Can you undo that? I don't think that. I doubt that. I highly doubt that she is in custody. If she was in custody, she would have already been taken somewhere.
Like I said, or trouble always seems to find.
Please, Zephyr?
Puppy dog eyes. Please. Please.
I guess I'll look over to my brother. And what are your thoughts on?
You should tell him that if they don't help, guilt will. Won't be screwed then.
Here's the biggest problem of them all. If you don't help, gestures at Gil.
Just a go.
And we all know how that is going to end.
Well, I can be sneaky.
Yes,
That's my boy.
but my brother is better at stealthing, well, hands, but
But can't you go invisible?
well, sadly, it's only temporary. And I'll do that for once per day. I charge it or. But
And also, you're really good at picking locks. You showed me that when we were down in the laboratory.
I have more experience in getting into. But
So why not work together? This is your perfect chance to work with your brother.
well, I have no rebuttal with working with my brother. I'm just wondering why we stick our necks out for what seems to be. But it seems like
I don't think that she is a prisoner.
Well, it seems like you have a plan already, so I'll try to make a problem. But before then, let me ask you this: what after that? We free her.
We take her with us. We take her to
And
we take her to Yarman, and we try to figure out where she is, who she is, where she came from, and we try to help her.
Where she can go back to Eden.
yeah, like, Steph kind of giggles a little bit as like, and how do you propose we do that? We sneak her onto a dragon where there's guards, so you know.
I have an idea.
So like, you left.
They're not in the room.
So you left, but
What a shame.
We'll get to you.
but
I don't know. I mean, maybe the officer has an idea. It was his idea to stomp around and get the attention
Metagaming
of.
pigeon.
What?
Medicated pigeon.
Yeah, it's a joke from another show.
So maybe the officer has another great idea. Apparently, he's full of them.
I do have some questions about the lack of actual plan we seem to have ready for this.
It seems like
Well,
based off what you just
Yes,
said.
the thing is that I need you to. I never thought I would say those words in my entire life, but there it
Because
is.
if this goes wrong, the only alternative would be to probably have to try and go to the city on foot.
Then we just go back to the original plan, but then they know about us anyways, and well, but
Well, at least
So
the
you're
city
suggesting
I'm
we
going
do
to is a good
nothing?
one to lie low.
well, yes, but it sounds like that's too late.
And what are the odds that the leader of this place is going to give a fuck about some dragon conductor?
That's a good point.
It may not get out
Just
to the
give
people
it-
that we are most concerned about learning about us. But it would probably mean that the place might be on a little bit higher alert. But like I said, I'm good at sneaking, so I can deal with higher alert.
Yes, but they aren't, brother. Their sneaking levels are hard to say. Can't really say. I can't say zero, but pretty close.
Gil.
I'm not as skilled as you and your brother, but I can.
Yes.
You're
And
not
we
privy
don't
to
have
this
a timetable.
conversation,
Hang
but
on, Matthew, I had something else Keller was
go
going
ahead.
to say. And we don't have a timetable, to be fair. We could do this. If things go hot, we run, we lay low, we wait for it to die down, then we put our plan into action.
And yeah, Gil, the Saurian, kind of glancing up from his book, waves for you to approach the counter.
I go to the counter.
The Saurian leans forward with a broad bottom tooth smile and mutters to you, "You take your rebel scum friends and get the hell out."
The Saurians have good hearing.
Repeat that.
You and your rebel scum friends get the hell out.
Oh. How big is this guy?
He's pretty big.
Oh no!
I told you.
I'm going to. I
Saying
am
that
going to.
the Saurians have
defend
good hearing or
myself.
something? Because I thought we were sage whispering.
No, you were.
Hey, you probably heard us, you know.
Oh, they have good hearing, apparently. I never would have taken reptiles for good hearing.
Well, not only that, you have to factor
I'm
in
going
that,
to
like,
make-
whispering doesn't make you inaudible. It just makes you harder to hear. And this room was
So
basically
I'm going
totally
to
silent outside of you guys
myself.
talking.
And or he could be
I'm going to
observant.
extend myself to my full height.
Okay, full
He-
height.
He
And-
pulls a laser rifle from behind the counter and levels it at you.
And as soon as he does that,
Gosh.
I want. Can I like use my hand to grab the barrel and like take it from him?
You're gonna have to
It's
make a
probably
check
going to be
for
a
that.
grapple check.
Yeah.
You think, Matthew?
I will.
Yeah. Well, this isn't gonna be a grapple. Make an attack roll at disadvantage.
Why is it not grappling?
Well,
Because like some classes actually have a similar mechanic where you can like take or shoot weapons out of people's hands, and it's basically that you make a harder attack roll, but if you hit them, you disarm them. Grappling is trying to like hold someone down, which is a different situation.
And Caleb's going to see this as it's happening. As
Oh yes,
literally as it's happening is, oh shit.
You said an
Oh,
unarmed
shit.
attack, right?
yeah, unarmed attack at disadvantage.
they just restrained modifier.
19.
Okay. You reach and attempt to grab and disarm the barrel of the laser rifle, and he holds firm and pulls it out of your hands and fires
Damn,
it out.
19 failed.
And
Was it a
fires
competition?
fires the laser rifle out the window. Neon.
Well, yeah, I figured.
As the door shuts behind you, what would you like to do?
It's like one of those situations like crap, dropped my phone, sorry. of like the door. It's like walks out the door like got a spring in my steps. Like, all right, I'm about to have me some fun. The door closes, laser goes out the window. I then turn right back around and waltz back in. No, I'm going to fucking pivot on a dime, crash through the door, crossbow.
Oh no! The laser hasn't gone off yet.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
just
like basically what were you doing while you were gone? Like you just left after
Yeah.
Lucien presented their plan.
Oh, okay. I get you now.
Yeah. I'll tell you when the laser goes off.
Then in that case, I was walking to where I'd left Morrigan. And I was, just walking. I was going to get into Morrigan, and then my plan was to basically just start stomping around, knocking as many things over as I possibly could.
Okay.
Maybe he should play, if he really wants to get people's attention, he should play some fucking Euro beats.
Neon, you enter Morrigan, and you start preparing to stomp around. But as you make the first few stomps, just kind of finding your footing, the two goblin guards kind of perk up and start like crossing the bridge and like raising. One of them raises a hand and says something to you. Yeah, you speak Undercommon, so you would understand this. In Undercommon, starts to be like, "What? Do you have a?" And then you hear glass breaking and see a laser fly out of the building your allies are in.
Oh, no.
So I'm gonna take it these guys are with Mr. Human Trafficking.
Yeah, they are wearing Ergosian armor. And to be fair, you don't know that they're trafficking.
Human trafficking.
Human.
Let me think here. I'm weighing my options here. I'm definitely weighing my options, and quite frankly,
Not good.
I think the option of walking away and never seeing us again is pretty good there.
Yeah, but also, I'm going to fire a grenade at the two of them.
Oh, wow.
Excuse me, what?
Oh boy.
Attacking them.
You heard me. You heard me.
It happened a lot sooner than I was expecting, but...
God damn it. This party cannot stay out of... Matthew,
I would like everyone to please roll for initiative.
Matthew, whenever Zephyr mentioned staying out of trouble, did you know that this was a possible thing that could have
Oh,
immediately...
I was aware. I was very aware.
It must have taken everything for you to not start fucking laughing.
Alright. Alright, have my roll ready.
At least it wasn't Lucian this time.
Well, it
funny
was
part,
Lucian.
fun part is
Just in a
technically,
I had a dirty, filthy 20.
yeah, technically it was Lucian's fault, because you're the one who brought this up and had this whole plan.
I mean, was it Lucian's fault that the guy had a woman in chains?
Again, it wasn't Lucian's fault that he had that, but it was Lucian's fault for trying to come up with a plan. He started up with coming up with a plan with trying to...
She literally started a plan, then made a backup plan, then made a backup plan without super well communicating that to any of you, all on just a single observation they made. You have no idea who this woman is, what she did, like...
Yeah,
Well, obviously it's nothing good.
Listen, Lucian's trying her best.
Like you,
She's
rebel.
not the greatest at communication. She's trying.
I swear to God, no. We're going to go. No, we're going to go through
Swear to
all
God,
of
if this woman is just kinky.
No, Jesus Christ. No, we're gonna go through all of this. We're gonna probably kill some people over this.
Just to learn that she was meant that she's supposed to be there and wanted to be there.
Or we're just going to learn that she was like actually a serial killer with a body count equaling like the population of Moldova.
All right. Initiative count.
Jeez.
And don't worry, Neon, you will get your grenade launcher attack since they weren't expecting you to attack them.
I mean,
But,
that was kind of like 0 to 100 on the scale of reactions.
They were there, and I had my weapon.
It's like panic.
All right,
GTA logic.
initiative count 25 to 20.
I have a 20, dirty 20.
All right.
I got an 18.
All right.
Hold on. Patience. 25 to 20.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I will go ahead and note that, Lucian. 20 to 15.
19.
16.
19.
Oh, damn! Everyone's getting the 19s today. 16, Zephyr.
Yeah, 16.
Kara, what'd you get?
Not in this range.
Oh, no, you're the last one, so just what'd you
I
get?
got a nat one.
Aw.
Oh, my modifier is 3, so it's technically a 4, but
Yeah, that one doesn't really matter for initiative, so.
Well, Kara, you will be missed.
yeah.
Okay.
Karo's just sitting in the seas like, we're fighting now?
What? No one told Kara about this. So Kara's like,
Leon, go ahead and roll for damage. They fail the dex save against your grenade launcher.
Well,
DM, do we have a map?
No, I frankly wasn't expecting you to start a gunfight with the guards!
well, quite
No, I
frankly,
don't
they have
have a map,
In any
Amanda.
situation.
I mean, I'm not actually mad. I just find it very, very funny.
I was like, part of me's like,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Map. No, I don't have a battle map. I don't expect you to be stupid.
I want you guys to consider what you just did for a second before Neon gives their grenade launcher damage. You went, you're basically, let's really review. If this was in a modern context, here's what you did. If this was modern, you went into an airport, bought tickets, waited for your plane, saw that they were just using the airplane to transport a prisoner. You don't know who they are, what they did, what the context of the situation is, saw someone being placed under arrest, and immediately shot airport security.
No. Okay, no.
we're planning
This is
on shooting
No,
them.
I would argue this is completely different. I would argue this is completely different. If she was a legit prisoner, there would be actual law enforcement here.
Okay,
Unless
fine. You
people
start
won't
shooting
make-
cops, which is
Well, yeah,
fine,
actually,
but still.
it's a little bit different too.
I mean,
'cause
that
we
is
did-
a fair point. Like, the only person watching her was the fucking dude running the counter. Why would the fucking ticket person in an airport be watching a criminal?
Well, also here's the thing as well. Like, we didn't technically shoot them. It was just we were planning on just sneaking her out, not
Yeah, we
killing
were
anyone.
just talking about.
But
we
it's just-
I'm exaggerating it for comedy, but
I mean, it's like, and then he comes out with the whole line of "you rebel scum." It's like you're
Yeah,
going
what are
to
they rebelling?
do that.
Anyway,
Empire Strikes Back.
Neon, they fail you the save against your grenade launcher. So, so what's the damage?
26.
Neon, you fire your grenade launcher, and one of the guards is basically just misted by the sheer blast force of your grenade. The other one is knocked backwards, impaled by shrapnel, and falls off of the bridge and falls screaming into the chasm.
Oh my god! I just killed
Really low level.
Hey Matthew,
What's up?
I forget to mention those were non-lethal high explosive grenades.
non-lethal.
Yeah, they,
I have to know what level were those guards if they were obliterated like that.
No, you see, Matthew, I wasn't aiming to kill. I was just looking to cause some sort of psychological schism, and
Neon, I want you to know, for the record, if you had specified non-lethal, I would have allowed it. But for the record, no, I know. But something I wanted to point out is that if I was going on by the book rules regarding non-lethal damage, you couldn't have non-lethal that. You killed them twice over with 4 damage to spare.
Are they like level 1?
Well, they might not be. These might be guards. Guards sometimes.
Yeah, they're just guards. They're not like warriors.
Well, there's no levels of guards.
Guards, they don't have a fucking level.
Yeah, guards don't have levels. They're just stat blocks, man.
I mean,
Okay.
shooting games where guards have levels.
But D&D doesn't really. D&D doesn't have.
Yeah.
guards.
This is, but by your character's standards, this is real life. Like they're just there to guard
They're
things.
just civilians who just.
There's
guard-
some shitty guards.
Can't
You
believe
brought
you
a
just
grenade-
murdered
Brought a
two
grenade
people
launcher
here.
at them.
What does Barry think of this?
Yeah,
How many people are walking around that would have been able to just shrug off that grenade launcher? What are they going to do against all the people we fight?
Oh,
God.
So,
These were
All of
lesser
you
You
guards.
don't tell me
inside
this
the building.
historian's not going to take a lot for this party to
Yeah,
kill.
Even then, these no lesser guards could be. It sounds like this like sniper.
yeah, this
team.
isn't even a city. This is just some like backwater. Like this is border patrol, basically.
Are you going to tell me that this guy who's like gotten his gun out is going to die in like 1 turn?
Well,
I didn't say that.
Yeah, this guy's different. He's a different.
I swear to God, if the fucking ticket guy is tougher than the fucking guards,
He has a rifle. He contested against skill in his strength check.
That being said, this fucking party. What the fuck?
I told you. I said it.
very badly, very quickly.
It's like I said at the beginning. Trouble.
Yeah, and like lo and behold, Lucian can't keep her mouth shut, and Gil punches a dude.
Can I remind you of this happened because Lucian rolled a nat fucking 1.
That's true. I absolutely had no plans. I want you guys to know and appreciate that I thought about how can I flavor this nat 1, and then realize that she might see that and start trouble. But that was hinged on the possibility that Lucian would start trouble the moment she saw a situation she knew nothing about. And lo and behold, I know you guys' characters like the back of my hand.
Oh my fucking God.
So,
If Lucian doesn't roll on that 1, this plan still goes just fine.
all of you guys in the building, as soon as the laser blast goes off and shatters the glass, you hear some yelling outside, followed by an explosion and screaming.
And that shatters.
Is there just a red, just like just a spray of blood coming inside the window?
Yeah, Lucian just wanted to know what book the guy was reading. And you know what's the funniest part, Lucian? Even if you had rolled high, you still wouldn't have found out. The book's in Draconic. You don't speak that.
I can't
Tongues wouldn't done anything. Tongues only make you. You would need like the.
No, I
elder-
don't even have it prepared.
Well, even then, tongues wouldn't work.
I suppose you should prepare battle music for what little relevance that's about to have. I was so thrown off, I didn't even think about it.
Well, I mean, he also didn't have a battle map ready. I mean, God, Matthew.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to prepare a battle map for every civilian encounter you have on the off chance you decide to shank them?
Fucking amateur.
The DM always needs to be prepared for the party to derail.
That is fair. I'll give you that. So, Jesus. Now the turn order officially moving. All of you in the building hear that explosion followed by screaming that quickly falls distant and silent. No, literally, yes.
I just imagine that we all just pause and all just look out the window like, what? Anybody like lizard guy is just like, what the fuck is going on?
Caleb?
Standing there in the cockpit with his hands raised above his head and that like, oh god!
Caleb, you're up. What would you like to do? The guard has drawn a laser rifle and has it leveled at Gil, who has failed to physically overpower him.
Well, considering an explosion just happened, Caleb knows no point in trying to keep this quiet, so he's just going to try to end this quickly. So he's going to use the highest damage weapon he has, the musket.
All right, you quickly bring your rifle to bear, level it.
All right, come on, you son of a bitch. That's going to be a 21.
That's a hit. Roll for damage.
And is Gil within...
Yes, Gil's within melee range, so you do have sneak attack.
Alright, so let me roll that damage. I'm using my inspiration. It rolled a 4.
Hey, see that?
Not that bad. Yeah.
Okay, that's a 5.
There you
go. And then I'm going to add 3d6 to it.
Yep.
You rolled a 5, or that was your total, right?
That was my total.
6.
I did 11 damage.
All right, noted. So 11, so that'd be... okay. All right. Caleb, you bring your rifle to bear and pull the trigger. And the guard stumbles back in shock as you see a fresh bullet wound open on his chest. He's still standing, but definitely felt that. It kind of looks around in shock as he growls out, "Rebels!" Lucian, Neon, and Gil are all up.
This guy is not even going to get to attack.
Right.
Like, this is going to be the quickest kill ever.
Go ahead, Jer.
Well, who's first?
Well, you all... Okay, here. Since Neon's outside and got to go, Neon, as you behold the scene of carnage you created, what would you like to do?
Well, I would like to throw up, but seeing as I don't have...
I love how you pasted the one guy, just turned him into mist.
Yeah, but seeing as I probably don't have that luxury at the moment, I would like to jump out of Morrigan and just crash through the window into the fucking shot.
What window? He shot it out.
Well, he shot one window. There's like a big balcony thing. Like, there's multiple things. But so... All right, Gil and Lucian, as you're preparing, Neon crashes through the window. Neon, this won't consume your turn, but make me an athletics or acrobatics check, your choice.
Let me see what I'm better at. Athletics or acrobatics? Oh, acrobatics by a long shot.
Yeah, go for it.
24.
All right, you managed to crash through the window and land without hurting yourself. You're in the room now, but it took most of your movement to get into this building, so bear that in mind. So you're in the room now. You can see the guard captain, who's currently sporting a bullet wound and a shocked expression as you crash through the window, seeming convinced that he's basically under attack by a hostile power.
Neon is hyperventilating like he
Is it like that scene with Jacob? Is it like that scene from from that first episode of Hell of a Boss where he fucked the shot?
It's more like imagine like somebody very quickly turning on and off a light like as quickly as they can. Like that's what it's like. Like. To the point where you start to think you might not be getting oxygen in the first place.
No.
All right, Neon, what would you like to do?
I would like to curl up into a ball and cry, but what I'm going to do...
Yeah, what you're going to do.
Yeah, what I'm going to do is pull the trigger and shoot the guy with my fucking crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll be a 23, because luckily I have a plus freaking 6.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll be 10 damage.
All right. Wailing on him. You all see Neon like struggling to breathe and panicked and like shaking shards of glass off before they pull their Edict Peacekeeper crossbow free and fire with the plasma bolt strikes into the opposite end of the chest that Caleb had hit, and the guy continues to stumble back, just being wailed on up from all sides as he struggles to maintain his grip on his rifle. Lucian and Gil, you share the turn with Neon, unless Neon you have a bonus action or anything.
No.
So the two of you may go in whatever order you wish. If not, I'll just pick someone.
Okay, cool. I want to. Is it like a far walk from where I am, or?
No, you're in the
don't
building.
imagine
Again, this is
that.
like an area. This is like just a waiting room. Like it's not particularly big. So
Okay. Is there a way that I
This
can
waiting
reach
room is
in?
empty. Otherwise, it'd probably be a panic at this point.
right.
Is there a way? Is there like a window or something that I can reach in and touch him?
Yeah, he's just on the other side of the counter, so you can easily just basically
Okay,
stand
cool.
next to Gil and reach over and grab him.
All right. I will reach over and place my hand on his forehead, and I would like to cast Inflict Wounds at 3rd level.
Jesus.
All right.
Well,
It's like it's like his head
I would
just
like to use my,
explode.
I would like to use my inspiration for a reroll.
Go for it.
Uh, okay. That is a
+7.
24.
That's a hit. Roll for damage.
Shit, yeah. All right, I need 5d10.
I mean, is he going to be able to survive 5d10, Matthew?
Well, let's see what they could roll like 10 ones in a row.
Okay, so he's got more than 10 health.
19.
Oh no. They only roll 5 to 10,
26.
so 5
It'd be,
ones in a row.
yeah, it'd be 5 damage technically.
Oh,
How much?
26.
That would be 26 necrotic damage.
Lucian, how do you want to do this?
just
Like I
fucking
said,
explode.
I want to place my hand on his forehead, and I'm going to say, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say, you really should pick your battles, friend.
And with that, his head just explodes.
Oh, fuck, it's all over me now.
Barry standing up with his hands over his head and just shock like that. That kind of like that look you described earlier, Neon, of like someone watching something break. Just,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
I want to know too, but I just kind of reacted.
I just kind of reacted.
I turn around, I am smothered in blood and guts.
Gil's just gonna say, he started it.
This was Lucian's idea.
I don't know what's happening.
Yo, or Zephyr,
This is completely the opposite of my
I
idea.
swear to God, I swear to God, if there is a perfectly reasonable explanation for what you saw, Lucian, I'm actually going to lose my shit.
Officer, do you mind going in there and getting the young woman?
Neon is just kind of standing there with their arms just kind of limply hanging in front of him. Just
Zephyr just sitting in this, you know.
All right, I'll go around and I'll go into the. I'm covered in blood. This is going to look terrible.
Caleb is going to look.
I'm gonna go.
Caleb is going to look to Zephyr and be like, "How? You know what? I'm not going to doubt you in the future."
Barry, without a word, just turns to the exit, kicks it open, and slams the door shut behind him.
We are. Caleb is just at a loss for words. We are something else, okay? We are just something else. Like how? How do we always cause shit?
I'm gonna go find the girl. I'm gonna make sure she's okay.
And Neon,
You know
since you
what? At least
originally,
clean yourself off first.
I don't know
Well,
if I
since
can.
Lucian's doing that, I want to take the rifle that I was still holding that I actually let go, or did he?
yeah, he like forced it back out of your hands because he had to fire it.
Okay, I want to take the rifle, put it on my back, checking for money, then chuck his body out the broken
Is he
window.
looting the corpse?
Yeah.
Make an investigation check, Gil.
If they ask, he just went to go pee.
And Neon, are you going to be joining
Caleb,
Lucian
by the way,
and-
Caleb is gonna walk over to
No.
Lucian and be like, "Is there a window on like the room that this woman's in? Like, is there a way to look in?"
Yeah, I will say like I'll describe the room in full, but no, there's not a window.
Can Caleb like peek in the door to get a closer look before he does anything?
Sure, but we'll get to you then. I just want to see what everyone else is doing. All right, so Gil, you're checking the body. Zephyr and Kara, what are the two of you doing? As Neon stands in shock, Gil loots the corpse, and Caleb and Lucian head to check on the woman.
Caleb's also going to tell Lucian, maybe you should let me handle this. See how I'm not, I
Yeah,
don't look
probably
like I just murdered half the town.
Well, that's probably best, yes.
Caro's also in shock.
It's Kara.
Yeah, because Kara, you didn't even know the plan. You just saw everyone start kind of whispering conspiratorially to each other, and then everyone killed the guards.
No, well, first off, the lizard guy put a gun on Gil. Gil tried to grab it. The guy shot out of the window, and then Caleb just split reaction shot the guy. Neon King jumped through a fucking window and fucking shot the guy too, and then Lucian made his head explode. It is now covered in the viscera from his skull going fucking supernova.
I don't think we can go on the dragon now.
Probably not.
Like that's where the friggin' that's where the theme song would play, and we would cut to commercials.
I don't think we can go on the dragon anymore. All right, Zephyr, what are you doing before I get to the others?
Zephyr is
I got it. I'm breaking character. Hang on.
Zephyr's just gonna stay in his seat as he's just like, yeah, I'll do so.
He's all fucking smug.
Looking to Caleb like, I told you this would happen.
Like, what did I say? Yeah.
Yeah, Lucian sees a thing, says a thing, Gil punches someone, people die. Trouble.
Well, good thing building company by it, but he did try to get into a grapple check with them.
All right, Gil, what was your investigation for the guy's body?
21.
Okay, of course you get the laser rifle. That's a no-brainer. In his pockets, the only thing he really has that's kind of note is what looks to be about 18 silver pieces, and you see a chitinous shield and a relatively decent, if somewhat used, sword, and that appears to be about it.
Is your mic on?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to set it all aside. I want to pick up his body and toss him out the window so he falls to where that goblin went to. So he never gets found.
Okay.
They'll still probably find the fucking blood splatter all over the fucking...
And the fact that, Border Patrol hasn't checked in a while. All right. Lucian and Caleb. Caleb, since you're looking before you leap, make me a perception check.
Perception. That is a 25.
Oh boy.
All right. As Lucian, for now, concedes the floor to you as you head in ahead, you take a peek around. This appears to be a relatively simple bedroom. You imagine that this is where the person who runs this building sleeps. You see that it kind of has a barracks setup. You see, while there is the personal bed of who you presume was the captain, there is a few bunk beds on the other side of the room.
Oh, and also, you see some clan uniforms, because the guy was a clan member.
Right. Right.
The building overall is very cramped but homey. There's no doors or windows in this room. The walls are basically made to be multifunctional. Anywhere that is not a bed, you see one part divots out to form a simple kitchen. And glancing to your left, you kind of scrunch your face a bit as you recognize a small cubby that has been turned into a bathroom. And other than that,
Looking
see-
down at the woman now that he's got a closer look.
yeah, I was getting to that. Don't worry. The only other thing you see in the room that kind of piques your interest is you see chests at the foot of the beds that presumably contain the personal possessions of the guards. And finally, you turn your attention to the woman. Again, appears to be human at a glance. Her hair long and silver. Again, beautiful. And she kind of tilts her head and kind of sits down on the bed and leans a bit away from the two of you, and kind of turns her attention to you as you enter a bit further than Lucian, and speaks in a very rough, somber voice that is still pleasant to listen to, but carries a tone of
Thinking common, Elvish.
yeah, common. Don't worry.
Okay, just double checking. It's one of the languages Caleb knows.
Yeah, and yeah, speaking common, she looks to the two of you and kind of pulls back. And you can, looking closer, Caleb, as Lucian did not have a super clear view, you see that the chains that are binding her hands are also chained to the railing of the bed. And she kind of looks you over and says, again with a very somber, rough, but pleasant-sounding voice that carries a tone of quiet caution. Are you actually with the rebels?
That depends.
What rebels?
What kind of rebels?
Oh God, you're just idiots, aren't you?
Yes.
Well, you see, my friend here saw
Most
you
of us.
saw you chained to this bed and decided to try and do something, and then that went wrong. And then, as most of our plans tend to do, it went wrong. And now we're just improvising.
I see. Well, the dragon's going to be here any minute. You'll want to improvise quickly. Get me out of here. We'll have to cross the desert on foot.
I had the feeling that would be the case. Okay, then. Caleb will attempt to do something about the chains. Could he, break them with, either the butt of the musket or,
So you're just going to try and brute force the chains open?
try to break them?
Sure. Make me a...
Can you not pick the lock?
I don't know if I
That
have
seems
anything
like
to
trying
pick.
to,
Do I
like,
have
force
anything
them
to do I have anything to pick the lock with?
Do you have thieves' tools?
I have cooking utensils.
Yeah, then no, you're going to have to brute force it.
Yeah.
Make
Go
me...
with the fort.
Make me a just make me a general strength roll because you're not proficient in using this as a weapon, even for improvised use. So
Oh, good. Caleb has -1 to strength.
yeah, so
Hey, better than me.
Oh, God.
That's a 7.
you start just
He can't do
slamming the
that
butt of the musket into the chains, but it doesn't.
Didn't Caleb pick a lock with a dagger one?
Okay. I'm
Yeah,
going
it's
to
harder
approach-
than if you had thieves'
I'm
tools,
going
but you
to
can try.
approach.
Okay.
Wait, hold on,
Could
Lucian's
you-
stepping up.
Young woman, what is your name?
She squints a bit at you. I'll tell you after I have the chains off.
As
No.
he just
You
sees
tell me
Caleb
now. We
rear up and
just
just
saved your skin.
think.
You tell me now, and then I will release you.
She gives you a bit of a smirk. That's not how this is going to play out.
Caleb is going to try his pick a lock with a
You
dagger
said
trick
this
again.
was. You said. No, Caleb. No, sweetheart.
Look,
I'm going
we
to-
already
you
fucked
said
up
that she's, like,
everything
on
to
a
do
chain?
this. I'm doing this now. We're committed to it.
I need you to trust me. Please. Please.
Caleb sighs.
Okay. Now, you said that it is on a chain, right?
Yeah, basically your hands are chained, handcuffed, chained together, and then the chain leading them is then tied around the bed.
I know what you gotta do.
I'm going to say, well, whatever your name is, you might want to cover your eyes. And I'm going to cast Sacred Flame on the chain, not where she's cuffed to, but the chain itself. So that way I have her chained, like she's still cuffed, and I still have the chain that I can
So she
lead
can
her.
move.
A fire, like,
Yes.
radiant bit.
Yeah. Well, it'll still
Yes.
work. So go ahead and make me a roll as
I
if you were
did that
casting
twice.
sacred. Go ahead.
It's actually it's a dexterity save.
Okay, I gotta say, like, it's hard to hear when everybody's talking at once.
Well, yeah, we're working on it, but
Sorry.
I can hear what Lucy's
Like, I
trying
don't
to
want to be rude, but I'm just saying.
say.
Like, please don't
All
take it the wrong way.
All right. Dex save. What's the DC?
Do chains have a dexterity stat?
Let's find out.
They did. They did in the silo.
Snake.
Yeah, DC, Lucian.
15.
All right. With a blast of radiant light, the chain tying her to the bed is slowly ebbed and melted away before finally she, with her eyes still closed, grabs the chains that her cuffs are attached to and gives a pull, and with a the last half-melted link is severed. And she kind of, as the light fades, stands up and rolls her neck and blinks a little bit. She kind of tests her newfound freedom of movement and gives you a nod. All right, we better go now.
What is your name?
Name?
She kind of squints a bit at the two of you. And
Let me tell you something, young lady. I just
Okay.
exploded that guy's head. If you do not tell me your name, I can do that to you too.
Listen, you don't
That's
need
a
to threaten
basic-
her.
Lucian,
Would it help if I told you my name?
my name. Yeah, that's a good idea. Caleb would be like, my name is Caleb.
I am Carol.
You could trust me.
This is
Carol.
Carol.
Caro, make me a persuasion check, flat roll. I was going to have Caleb roll with advantage, but Lucian cut in, so.
Why did Lucian have to cut in?
Sorry. She can't keep her mouth shut. I'm sorry.
She's trying.
I never said that. She is trying. She's legitimately trying, but she's trying too hard.
Yeah, true. Wait, it's persuasion?
Yeah, persuasion, flat roll.
I got a 16.
She turns her attention to you, Caro, and kind of like looks you up and down. Why did you rescue me?
Well, you were locked up.
No other reason.
No. We were locked up once, and then we broke the cylinder that we were in.
And you say you're not with the rebels.
3 times.
I don't know what
We
rebels.
just arrived in this town.
Very well then. Boy, and she turns her attention back to you, Caleb. I'd really appreciate it if you could get my wrists free of these. And she kneels down to you and holds her cuffed wrists out to you as she turns to the rest of you, kind of slowly filling in. Zephyr, are you paying this any mind, or are you staying in the room for now?
Staying in the back, staying in the seat, just waiting for it just to play out.
Alright, Caleb's going to try to use one of the daggers, I guess, to either
Fuck me.
All right. Make me a.
like we did previously.
Yep. All right. Make me just this. I'll call this a sleight of hand check.
Flat.
Yeah, flat roll. Since you've done this a couple times, so.
That's good. I got +9 to sleight of hand.
By the hand.
I have a goal of 15.
You start fiddling with the chains, and eventually, one wrist falls free, and the other one, as she stands up and rubs her wrists a bit, and turns to look at all of you. Neon and Gil, are the two of you paying any mind to this engagement as well? Gil, are you paying any attention? All right. Caro, Lucian, and Caleb, the woman looks at the three of you and gives a sigh. And even her sighing, like all of you kind of almost instinctively feel any tension in your muscles go down.
And so Caleb's going to be like, I have to say, it's been a long time since I've encountered another human, considering I went through Edict, then to this town.
She gives you a bit of a smile and says, "I'm afraid you're going to have to wait a little bit longer to encounter a proper human down here, Caleb." And she looks to the rest of you. "My name is Lady Aurora Blackmont, and I'm the rightful lady of these lands." And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
You said, so she looked human, but she's not.
Yeah, so she is not human, although you don't know what she is. And she gives her name as Lady Aurora Blackmont, the rightful lady of this territory.
Anyway, is that where we're ending?
Yeah, that's where we're ending tonight's session.
Well,
Ended early.
I see.
I mean, it's like 20 minutes, though. All right. So, this fucking
More
session.
hype for the end of the stream.
All right, so, let me get my business pulled up. Yeah, that's where we're going to end off tonight. The party has entered Edict with a bang as they
Is it?
Ergos, sorry. Both start with an E, so my brain was having to load.
They both start with an E? I thought Ergos was like Argos.
Yeah, Ergos. Like as in saying ergo something something something. But yeah, so
Who just joined?
I'm guessing the elves are getting their technical shit worked out. Yeah, that's where we're going to end tonight's session. The party has entered Ergos with a bang.
We enter every place with a bang, apparently.
Yeah, it's funny that Jacob posted that. He's like a peacekeeper, so he's like an actual like government worker for Edict, and he just killed.
I'm going to cover it in my outro. Don't worry. Yes, indeed. The party has entered the Ergos Republic with a bang. On seeing a woman in custody, immediately assailing the guards, murdering them all finally, and setting the woman free. But you have learned some things. You have learned that you're in on an island in the Underdark called Nablata, on which there are 3 cities that are inhabited. However, you are to the very tip south, and now that you've murdered the guards, as Caro observed, it is unlikely that you will be getting a ride to the cities. So you will likely have to take the woman's advice and huck it on foot from here. The lady, giving her name as Lady Aurora Blackmont, who claims to be the rightful owner of the territory. There also appears to be a somewhat well-known rebel movement of some kind going on in this area.
If I had to guess,
Seems like she
it
didn't
probably
want to
has
be
to do
rebels
with
either.
the fact that a former queen is claiming to own the place.
Well, she seems like she doesn't like that, or didn't like the idea that we were be rebels, so who knows?
But while the party,
multiple rebel movements around.
Unfortunately.
in the wake of your wanton violence, Barry Road has abandoned you. Shortly after you discovered that the man, in his free time, poaches the dragons of this area.
Nothing of value was lost.
I was thinking about
Other than maybe a ride back.
He washes his hands of our bullshit.
Understandable.
We may have a lot longer to get back to Edict if we're going to go back to Edict. So
Yeah, that's true. So, with one ally lost, potentially another gained, and a lot more blood on your hands, and a ticking clock to get clear of the scene of the crime before you get in even more trouble. The
Basically,
party.
how many stars have we shot up to if this was a GTA game?
Yeah, 5 stars immediately.
SWAT's on the way right now. Get ready for the tanks.
Technically 2 or 3, but they're probably blinking right now.
Yeah, we killed 3 guards, basically.
Yeah, and busted out someone who claims to be royalty that stands in opposition to the current.
That probably is an instant 5 stars.
Yeah. So, that being said,
we're probably about to become some of the most wanted people in this entire place.
We do this in every city. Come on.
Yeah, that's true. So, and
this party has gone. I think there's only like 2 cities this party has gone to, and technically, there's 1, maybe 2 that we didn't become the most wanted in.
Valid.
The ball wasn't our fault, okay?
They're probably still able to go to Tabedra fairly okay.
But before we get sidetracked, we can discuss this afterwards. So, the party has begun their journey into the Ergos Republic with a bang. Neon has accidentally but irrevocably revoked and broken the Peacekeeper's code of non-lethality. Lucian may be forced to confront the fact that the party does not trust or value her leadership, as her leadership has gotten them deeply into trouble.
It's going to make our intended mission a lot harder, but could also give us an option to complete it.
So, with blood on your hands, a couple of your party members forced to introspect deeply, 1 ally lost, another gained. Let your journey into Ergos begin properly.
Well, back to Edict is going to be interesting, and it's going to probably take a lot longer.
Check out our website at officiald5hub.info. Check out our link in chat to join our official D5 Discord server if you want to hang out with us directly. It'll be posted there in a second. Support our episodes. Post on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, or wherever you get your podcasts at. Check out Odd Tornado Productions Official on Tumblr to find links to our other works, including our Human Rogues Twitch channel, twitch.tv/killer5. That's 5 with a PH. Get it right.
I'm very interested to learn what she actually is.
Thanks everyone at home so much for watching.
She looked human, right?
One more time, sorry.
You did say that she looked human.
Yeah, pretty much. And thanks so much for the Graham love from the raid. You guys were awesome. And of course, thanks all of you so much for playing. As much as I scold you guys, I would not have any other crew of maniacs.
Like black comedy at this point.
I would not have any other crew of maniacs journeying through my lovingly crafted worlds. With that, we will see you all next week, as the party is gonna have some choices TM to make.
Please, I think what we need is less choices.
Probably.